Hey guys, I'm back with another planner comparison style review for you today, featuring two planners that a lot of people requested that I had actually personally never heard of before, and when I started looking into them I got really interested and I thought they would make really good planners to not only review but to compare, because they're kind of similar in, well, they're very similar in size and like style, like literal style, like how it's constructed, but the actual layout is very different, but they're both very organizationally oriented. Well, which you would kind of assume all calendars are, but these are like particularly engineered towards organization. So I have here the Uncalendar and the planner pad to review today. And like I said, I'm going to do a comparison. So if I put them down here and we look at them side by side, I mean, you can see right off the bat, there is a lot of similarities. They both come in an undated version, although I'll get into more of the specifics. The planner pad also comes in dated style as well. They both come in this undated version, kind of a regular page, like traditional style paper size, 8.5 by 11 inches. They both have a coil binding, although the coil is different. It's metal on the planner pad and plastic on the Uncalendar, and they both have this sort of vinyl-y plastic cover, and same on the back. So they're very, very similar, kind of just looking right at them. But that's kind of where their similarities end, aside from, like I said, being very, they're very specifically laid out in terms of how they're actually designed. The calendars themselves is actually designed. So in addition to the 8.5 by 11 size, they both also come in a smaller size. The Uncalendar is actually a little bit smaller, you'll see, than the planner pad. It's the same height, I believe it's, now hold on, I have to look. Right, they're both 8.5 inches long, but the Uncalendar half size is 5.5 inches, and the planner pad is 6 3/4 inches. So they're a little bit different there, but I'm going to get into them when I get to the specific ones. I'm just going to hold these. You can see these are practically the same size. They're basically the same. So I'm going to start with the Uncalendar. I have the Uncalendar Lifestyle, and this is the spiral bound edition. It actually comes in 3 different styles. So there's this style, which is the what they call the Lifestyle full size, which they claim has the most writing space, obviously because it's bigger. 8.5 by 11 inches are the pages, and then the Lifestyle half size is 5.5 by 8.5 inch pages, and so it's more portable. The Lifestyle full size is $20.95, and the half size is $15.95. You can also get a monthly planning book that just has the monthly planner. I believe it's only $5 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and that's just the basics, as they say on their website. So when you get the Uncalendar in the mail, it comes just like this. With this sheet on top of it. Obviously you would pull this off when you're going to use it. It doesn't come in any sort of plastic overwrap or anything. It just comes like this. But it's such a like a thin planner that it doesn't really need a lot of protective packaging. Mine came in mailers and they were perfectly, I mean, they came perfectly fine. There's no damage to the coil or anything. It looks pretty good. Like I said, it is a plastic coil, but it seems pretty thick, pretty nice. And I believe it's about 1/2 inch thick, both of them. And now both the full size and the half size Lifestyle edition are very, very similar in layout. So I'm just going to go through the full size version with you. Before I move, I mean, you can just see this is just smaller. So it's going to be the same thing but smaller, but it'll be easier for me to share what the inside of this one looks like with you. So the Uncalendar comes in 3 colors: Big Bang Blue, which is this one, Cosmic Black, and Solar Red. So there's 3 colors to choose from. There's no personalization options. And when you pull off that front piece, it would just look like this. It's very flat, it's very light. I'm probably not going to weigh these, they're really light. They're pretty easy to carry around. You open it up and there's a cover page here that kind of gives you some information about how awesome it is. It's made in the USA. Then you turn the page and it gets into how you use the Uncalendar. So it goes through, kind of tells you how to use it. And then it goes through kind of an example section here to show you where to write things and how to write things. And this is actually really helpful because it's kind of confusing when you're just looking at the blank pages. So I'm going to flip over and show you the blank pages. Now, like I said, the Uncalendar is undated, so it basically starts anytime. Here's what a page looks like, and it basically a weeks on 2-page spread is the main bulk of the calendar. You can see everything's blocked out very, very purposefully with areas for different things, and you look at this and you're like, what do I do with this? I don't understand. So that's where this helpful guide comes in handy. So I'm going to really just look at this very specifically. So we're going to start at the top left-hand corner of the left-hand side of the weekly spread. There's a yellow box where you can write important items. So you write whatever is most important. And then a red outline box and a blue outline box, which are called isolation boxes. Key items are framed in color. And there's a way to like color code too, I believe. And then there's list boxes. So it says one that's lined, numbered 1 through 10, with area to check off, and then a blank one, a graph for weekly goal tracking, and then a worksheet area, another isolation box. Now, on the top right hand of the left side page is a worksheet. So they say it's good for isolating key decisions, issues, numbers, etc., listing people to call, items to purchase, quick reminders, goal progress, project tasks, financial items, whatever you want. And it's numbered 1 through 20. And there's a header area at the top. And then scratch box, which is a place for quick calculation, notes, or drawings. And then they give you a little box here for tips and techniques. You can see on the page, this is just blank on the actual page. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to jump over to the right-hand side of the weekly spread. There's a place at the top to write the month and the year and the date, or however you want to write it. And then what needs to be done this week, that is printed on each page. A weekly plan box with main tasks to be accomplished and check or priority, you can kind of code things on that side. Option boxes for phone calls, finances, home projects, etc. And then there is the actual weekly calendar area. So it is a vertical design, very, very similar to the design, if you just look at the calendar itself, of the Erin Condren Life Planner and the Plum Paper Designs Planner that I looked at last week, with the vertical layout, and it's separated into 3 main areas. So they say you can write the date, most important task or event in the yellow section, and then daily tasks can go in the in the columns themselves. You can put your scheduling here, your appointments, to-dos, events. The shaded boxes can separate segments of the day, or things like work, home, school, whatever you want. You fill it in yourself, so you can fill it in however you want. And then there at the bottom, there is a green shaded area where you can do a daily summary box. Then on the bottom, so this is only Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday have blank areas for Saturday and Sunday. And that's basically it. So the actual scheduling page is the right-hand side, and the worksheet page is the left-hand side. And this is kind of their whole way of thinking. This company is actually called People System Inc., and they were founded originally. Their purpose, I think it was like in the mid-70s, was to help with management, businesses, even government, agencies for organization, and that's how the Uncalendar kind of came about. And it was geared towards supervisors, managers, people in charge, and then everybody wanted it, so they just started producing it. So it's been in production for a long, long time. They say that their Uncalendar is designed, behavior engineered, they say, by analyzing habits of organized people. And they found that this was the layout that would best help people to focus. The worksheet helping you kind of figure out what's really important that week, what needs to get done, and then be able to filter all that information into the right-hand side, which is your schedule. Now I'm gonna go through their tips and tricks with you really quick here. Tips and techniques. They say filling in the dates, schedule pages. Fill in the dates for a few weeks at a time. Detailed task planning tends to focus primarily on the foreseeable weeks. So they're saying go ahead and fill in your weeks for like the month or whatever. Month pages, I'm going to get to that in a second. Fill in dates according to your needs, entire year or a few months. As other events materialize, fill in those months or use the year page. We'll get to that in a minute. Put it all together, reduce reminder notes, So they say this kind of worksheet helps you eliminate notes on separate pieces of paper because you just have this book. And then use carryover arrows to move undone tasks to the next day. They save rewriting. So those are just some of their tips. So again, like I said, there are quite a few pages like this. I believe it's enough for a whole calendar year, although like I said, it is undated. So you can really kind of make this how you want. They just give you some ideas in that, in the first page of what might work. But this is already, if you need a lot of help coming up with a system that works for you, this is a good place to start because it's fairly inexpensive, really comprehensive, and really will help you sort of categorize and help you, and categorizing when you're writing things down, at least for me specifically, helps me to visualize and really get clear on what needs to be done, what's important, what's less important, what steps I need to take. I feel like this is a really nice kind of starter guide to planning calendar. So now, like I said, there's like 52 pages of these weeks, I believe. And there's reinforced tabs on the side that says day/week. Now we're gonna move to the month goals section. So again, there's another sheet that on the divider sheet that tells you, kind of gives you helpful hints on how to use this, some suggestions for color coding, etc. These are the monthly planning sheets. So this first spread is just one spread for the year. And again, it's just giving you breakdowns so you can kind of do annual planning, kind of figure out what you want for the year in big picture form, and then moves on to the monthly calendars. These are huge. Biggest monthly calendar spread, obviously it's a bigger actual physical calendar, but they really maximize space. I mean, it is almost to the edge. There is no extra fuss or design or anything like that taking away space from the calendar. So if you want a lot of room to write on your monthly pages, this might be an interesting calendar for you. And again, it's customizable. You buy it whenever you want, start whenever you want, because you fill it in yourself, month, year, then you fill in the dates in the little shaded boxes. So much space here, so much. So this goes on for quite a while. And to be honest, I don't even know how many pages you get. So that's 1 month. So it's a month on 2 pages spread. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I thought it was 12 months. You get 12 months, and then there's another yearly planning area at the back. So this would be for this, this next year, so the subsequent year. So an advanced year planning section. Whole page, lots of room. And then on the back here, there's 2 more sections. There's notes and texts. I think they mean techniques. Yes, advanced techniques and notes. So another thing that the Uncalendar people, what are they called? People System Inc. Produce is a special notebook. And the Uncalendar lifestyle calendar that we're looking at today includes a few pages that they actually sell entire notebooks of. So this kind of helps you with note-taking or tasks, breaking down tasks and stuff. Again, they kind of tell you how to use it, different tips and things. I'm just gonna show you the page and then we'll go back to that. So each note-taking page is like a 2-page spread. So you have an area for notes and, heading and kind of dating or however you want to differentiate things, and then places to break things down on the left-hand side. So they suggest how to use suggestions here. Overflow, so on the right is the main page. Multiple columns help block out notes. Numbered lines, checkbox for prioritizing, keyword columns, and data column at the side there. So this very light, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up, but there's very light kind of dash marks here, and those are the different spaces I was talking about. So you could kind of, if you wanted to make like notes with checklists, that sort of thing. A place for a title, a place for the date, filing, kind of coding, whatever. Then the left side, they say they have a place for overflow notes or extra items. Off the wall means you can just draw or sketch or whatever you want to do. And then a list box and isolation boxes, which are key points framed in color. So it's really designed to be very visually impacting, organizationally speaking, impactful, excuse me. And they give you a goodly amount of the note paper. The off-the-wall section is a light grid, I should say, and all of these are very lightly lined. I don't tend to prefer lined pages, but on a planner of this size, I like this, and I like that they made them very, very faint, but still easy enough to kind of navigate through. So it doesn't interfere with when you're looking at the page visually. One of my pet peeves is when the lines are like too dark. I don't like that. And on the calendar itself, the lines are a little bit more defined, but they're not like really dark, but it's even lighter on the note paper, which I like. And I think that's a nice section they include. Now we're going to go to the last section, which is data. And this is where you would put kind of information that you want to keep on you, sort of like important contacts and stuff. There's an alphabetical area here, A, B, C, D, E, F. You can put important numbers or important names or something you have to remember. This, as you can turn this horizontally for a yearly graph. I don't really know what, I mean, maybe you want to like chart your weight or your income or something. And then there's more key isolation boxes, so you can kind of write important notes down, frequently used numbers and addresses, and a place to put your own information so if somebody finds it. And then there's a page, actually, yeah, it's just one page, a single page of at a glance calendar 2016, 2015, 2014. So you have the next year, this year, and the previous year. If this year is 2015, and that's the basic layout. You can see, I mean, there's a lot going on in there. I mean, there's a lot going on. And like I said, the half-size version is virtually the same. It's very, very similar, except for the schedule pages. They give you blocks for the days of the week, and they sort of maximize space that way. So you can see it's got the same things, they just had to fit more on each page, so you have a little bit less room to write. It's the same things on the top. The calendar is just kind of horizontal, vertical is sort of a mix between the two instead of strictly vertical, and Saturday, Sunday is right next to it. But you can see this other side's pretty much the same. They just kind of rearranged some of the boxes so they could better use the page, but the basic concept is the same. It has pretty much the same elements. The larger size, the full size, just has a few more areas to write, and of course more room to write because it's bigger. They also sell the Uncalendar pages unpunched or in a 3-hole punch binder, and those come in the 3 colors as well, the blue, the red, and the black. Or you can buy them unpunched and punch them yourselves and put them in your own binder, or you know, you could arc them if you wanted. And I'll have all of the links and price information on my coordinating blog post for you guys. The 3-hole punch and unpunched versions, I believe, also come with more note paper and a name and address indexing tabbed system. So there's a little bit more bells and whistles. It's a little bit more expensive to buy the binder version, and even the unpunched version, but it comes with more paper. So that is the Uncalendar, and we're gonna now look at the planner pad. So we'll bring Mr. Planner Pad over. So the planner pad actually comes wrapped in a plastic overwrap, and mine came in a box, but I ordered a bunch, so I'm not sure if they all come in a box. In addition to it coming in a box, it came with a product guide. They also sell other things at this company, they sell covers, because they sell their planners unpunched as well. Covers and bags and travel accessories and office supplies. So they have some other products. They also send you an easy to use step-by-step guide to help kind of you navigate how to use it. And additionally, they send you a CD, a DVD for how to use it, like kind of an intro to their company and their concept and how to use your planner pad. So I thought that was a really nice touch and definitely different from the Uncalendar. And they're a little bit more expensive. The planner pad also comes, like I said, in the, so this is the, now hold on, I have to get my facts straight here. I'm gonna have to look at my little cheat sheet. There is actually 3 sizes of the black standard undated planner pads. So there is this, which is the executive size, 8.5 by 11 inch pages. The half size, or they call it personal size, which is 6 3/4 inches by 8.5 inch pages. And then there's also a professional size, which is 8.5 by 14 inches. So that would be like legal size paper. So that would just be a little bit longer. And then you have a lot of room to write in there. So that's kind of interesting. Now, once again, I bought these two to show, and in the undated version, they do sell a dated calendar, and they offer the dated calendar in quarterly increments. So you can get it starting in, I think, January, April, whatever the next quarters are. So you can have it starting multiple times during the year, and it'll go through 2015. So I'm gonna look at this a little bit later, but they do sell a dated version. So that's something to consider. You can also personalize the planner pad with a gold foil stamp with your name on it. So it is personalizable. It has a metal coil, like I said, and this plastic overcover, kind of a vinyl overcover that actually goes all the way behind the coil. So that is different from the Uncalendar, where the cover is just front and back, but the planner pad, the cover goes all the way around, so there's a little bit more protection of the pages. Like I said, it's more expensive, so you're paying for a little bit more bang for your buck here. The big size, the professional size, is $29.99. This size, the executive size, is $28.99, and the personal size is $27.99. The price differences for the size increments are not that different. It's really just the paper, and the paper isn't that expensive. It is the design, I think, is where the cost comes in. The cover itself feels a little bit sturdier. Just has a little bit more, like the Uncalendar has more give to it. This one's a little sturdier, I feel like, and it's got rounded edges, same deal. It looks really nice. And then we're going to look at the personal size planner in a minute, but let's get into this. So this is another company that's been around for a while. I think it's been either 30 or 40 years that they've been in business. And like I said, they sell other things as well. And what their whole spiel is, they use the funnel effect method, where they have three priorities. There's categorize, prioritize, and then schedule. And the thought is that you start with categorizing, and then you prioritize from there, and then that all funnels down into your schedule, and that's how they design the planner. So let's open this up. The first page, cover page, not much going on. Personal information page, easy to use step-by-step guidelines. Again, just kind of like the Uncalendar, walking you through how to use the calendar itself. This is the same information as this extra sheet of paper, just so you know. And then important phone numbers, this is in the front instead of the back, as with the other one. And there's quite a bit of space for each letter of the alphabet. And it says at the top, list only frequently called numbers, especially those you may need away from home or office. So they're giving you a little bit more guidance, like literally. There's a 3-year calendar. Again, this is the front, so the back, the Uncalendar, 2014, 2015, 2016, all on a page at a glance here. Then this is interesting, because this gives you a bit more of a structured planning. So it is 2014 planning. There's no years at all written into the Uncalendar except for the calendar at a glance page. This gives you 2014 planning, 2015 planning, and 2016 planning. So I actually bought this a couple of months ago, so I'm not sure if you buy like a calendar closer to the new year, maybe 2015, 2016, 2017, I'm not sure, but that's what I've got, and it lists the major US holidays. Shading, it differentiates the months. I think that's what that is. So this is a nice way to do some overall yearly planning. You're on 2-page spreads. Then we've got a list of the US holidays, time zone with a map of the country and different things. And then it jumps right in. There are no tabs on the side. It's really, they don't differentiate. There's no monthly planner. As there is in the Uncalendar. So there's just the weekly pages, and each week gets 2 pages. So it's a week on 2-page spread, and you can see a lot of room to write. It is lined. They are pretty bold lines, but I feel like it's not too distracting. And this is kind of how we're going to go through and show you. I'm going to kind of go along with their guidelines and show you. So categorize is section 1, and that is the top section. The top section replaces long vertical lists on legal tablets. So this planner was geared towards professionals, but a lot of non-professionals use it as well. The layout is mainly horizontal, and this is where you can make lists. Okay, so the top section is for categorizing, as they say. So it's the top of your funnel, and this is where you write your lists, weekly lists of activities by categories, and it guides you through because there's stuff written on it all over. So they give you columns to make lists of things. So that's kind of where you start with your planning. On the right-hand margin, there is a place for notes and expenses. You could obviously write in whatever you want, but those titles are already on the page. Then you would funnel down to the middle section, which is their prioritized section. And this is where they have the day of the week, daily things to do, and you could write in the dates of the calendar, the actual dates. And this is where you create what they call your daily activity plan. So there's a little kind of separated place for check marks or time slots or whatever you want it to be. This is your to-do list section. Lastly, this will further help you funnel down into your actual schedule, how you want to plan out your day. And each day gets a time slot from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and it is appointments, but it could be just what you want to do in every hour of the day. And the 12 o'clock lunchtime is out in a shaded area. Each day of the week gets an equal part. Saturday and Sunday get equal amount of space as the rest of the week, which is different from the Uncalendar. So that's basically their whole, if you even look at the page here, you can see the funnel effect. They're trying to help you kind of big picture brainstorm at the top, then kind of get down to the minutia front to the bottom, and you kind of go through this process. And the whole book is like this. There are places at this little tab, dashed part at the top, they say to fold over your pages. And there's a place to write the date of the week and the major goal of the week. But that's basically the gist of the whole thing. And it goes on until we get to the very last bit. At the end of the calendar, there's this yellow section which tells you only have 1 week left of pages and you should reorder if you haven't already. But then there's also this goals and notes section with days of the week. And you can kind of use that however you see fit. There's quite a few pages for that. And then the very back there is this note paper, just regular lined note paper, and a reorder form. I think that's the last thing. Oh, no, sorry, there's a 2013, 2014, and 2015 at a glance. These are quick reference, look forward, look back calendars. Right, so I bought this when they were still selling the 2014 things. So that's the basic gist of how that goes. The half size is exactly the same, just a little bit smaller. Let's open this up so you can see. It's exactly the same, just a little less room to write. And I would imagine that the professional size, the 14-inch long size, would also have a bit more room to write. Now, you do have the option, like I said, to buy a dated calendar. And you can buy them quarterly. Now the dated calendars are different, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I was really just comparing the undated ones, but it does have a month at a glance view calendar, and then you can see it's the same spread. It just has the dates already written in, and it also includes this little at a glance section at the bottom right hand corner with the previous month, the current month, and next month at a glance. At the beginning of each month, you get a monthly at a glance, a monthly calendar page where you can write things in, etc. Now, let's see, I have to reference my cheat sheet again here. The planner pad comes in the black, which I showed you, and with the option to do a gold foil imprint with your name on the front. But it only comes in undated in all 3 sizes, but only dated in the executive or personal size, which are the 2 sizes I showed you today, the half size and the regular paper size. So the professional size does not come in the dated version. You can also buy it unbound. It only comes in the dated, I believe, and you have to use a 7-ring binder. It's already punched. And they sell the 7-ring binders, so that's something to consider. The prices are pretty much the same for that, even without although it does not include the binder cover, like I said. It also comes in a green, but the green is only available in executive size or personal size, the two I showed you today, and dated version only. And they also have this Seasons edition, which comes in the, let's see, it comes in the spiral, it only comes in dated, and it comes in the personal size, which is this guy, or compact size, which is just a little bit smaller. It's the same height, but it's 5 3/4 inches wide instead. But the Seasons version also comes in loose leaf and the personal size only. And they also sell like a desktop calendar, like a blotter pad calendar. Both companies offer international shipping, but of course the shipping rates go up quite a bit, and the customers are responsible for any taxes or tariffs or customs on their end. And I believe that's all the news I can share with you today. I do post very, very thorough blog posts to coordinate with these, so if you want more information, want to see detailed pictures and links to everything, I'll have that in my coordinating blog post linked below. And I usually remember some things that I forgot to mention in the video for my blog post, so I'll have probably a little bit more comprehensive information. I hope this was helpful to you guys. I'm not sure if this is my last planner review of the year or not. We shall see. Well, I mean, I'll be talking about other planner things by my last comparison video, because I want to jump into my holiday prep series since the time is upon us. But there might be one more, I'm not sure yet. But thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and I will see you real soon. Bye, you guys. Take care.